All right. Hi, Miss Lynn. Thank you for meeting with me today.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you.
So you wanted to meet with me today to discuss Zach's behavior in the classroom. So just want to give you a rundown. During this interview, we're looking to identify and define the problem behavior. And we also want to establish how often this behavior occurs. So once we have this information, we can go forward with establishing a procedure or a plan and collect that data. So do you have any questions on that?
No, I don't. I'm very excited to do this
Awesome.
interview with you, Mrs. Cunningham.
It's Miss Beck. No,
Oh,
Mrs.
sorry,
Beck.
you just got married. I realized that. Miss Beck, I'm sorry.
So let's just start with you describing some of Zach's problem behaviors.
Okay. Zachary is, he's a great kid, but he does have some behavior issues, and one of the issues that he has, which is in the classroom, is a personal space issue.
Okay. Personal space. Are there any other issues, or do you want to stick with that one?
He does have an issue of running away often, but the more prevalent one at the moment is the personal space one.
Okay, so let's stick with that. Can you describe in a little bit more detail with how he invades personal space and what that means?
When we're in transition of classrooms or transition of lessons, he likes to or tends to stand up and touch the other girls or get right up in their face, and that presents a problem because of course the other classmates, especially the girl class, his girls in the class don't understand, and they see that as a creepy and that he's stalking them, and they get scared.
Okay. So you did already provide me with some examples, but does this only occur with the girls, or does it happen with other people as well?
This does only occur with the girls at the moment.
Okay. Girls during transition times. So I was going to say, out of these examples, which ones did you want to prioritize? But it sounds like him being with the girls is top priority, and inappropriate touching is the most severe with them.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, perfect. So just put a 10 with girls, classmates. So you had stated that Zach displays these behaviors during transition time. Are there any other settings or places where Zach has this behavior problem?
Yes, during lunchtime,
Okay.
when there's free playtime after eating, he will then repeat this behavior and follow the girls, touch the girls. It seems to be when he's unoccupied or every chance that he gets, he will take that.
Perfect. So how about we go through and prioritize which problem behavior in which setting you'd want to tackle first. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no problem at all, 10 being most severe, let's start with lunchtime.
I would say lunchtime is a 10.
10. Okay, and classroom?
Classroom is a 7.
7. And that's transition time as well?
Yes.
Between subjects, got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's unoccupied, so is that just during free time in the classroom or before and after school?
That would be before and after school.
Okay.
And I would classify that one as a 6.
6, got it. All right. So let's go ahead and stick with lunchtime then, since that seems to be the most severe setting that he displays this behavior. So typically when Zach starts this inappropriate touching, grabbing at girls, and reaching for them and pulling hair, what happens right before this?
There's an eye contact.
Okay.
And he sees that probably as a cue for him to go over there and to have some kind of conversation or
So is there any verbal communication between him and the girl that he is inappropriately touching?
No, there is not.
No verbal, okay. Got it. So is there a certain time of the day that this occurs? I mean, you said lunch, but is it the beginning of lunch or at the end of lunch or just consistently through
It seems to be more towards the end of lunchtime.
lunch? Okay.
I think there's less supervision.
Okay. And so you already stated that this is a problem mostly with girls. Are there a few select girls, or is it just pretty much any girl that would give him the attention and the eye contact?
Yes, it's the ones that give him the eye contact,
Okay.
where he thinks those are cues for him to
Got it.
go over there and
And so Zach obviously is supposed to be having lunch during this time. How long is his lunch break?
his lunch break is 30 minutes.
30 minutes. All right. And then so he eats about how long and then plays for how long?
He eats about for 10 minutes and then he plays on the playground for about 20.
Got it. And does he display this behavior while he's eating as well, or while the other kids are eating, or is it just when they're running around?
Just when they're running around.
Okay. So during the lunch. Okay. So following this behavior, how does Zach react?
I think he's very aware of what he's doing. And what we have observed afterwards is that he is looking around to see if anybody has seen him
Got it.
do what he has done. And he acts very nervous.
Okay. So do you think he's looking around to see if other people have seen for attention or to try to hide his behavior?
I think he's trying to hide his behavior.
Okay, it looks like he's trying to hide behavior. Got it. And when you see these actions happening, what do you do following the inappropriate touching?
I will go up to him and separate him
Okay.
and have him then sit down, and then there is no more playtime for him for
Okay.
the rest of that lunchtime.
Got it. And what do the other students do after he displays these behaviors?
Most of the times they run away
Okay.
and they'll call him names.
Okay. All right. And along with this, so during lunchtime, do you have a teacher's aide in your classroom?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and does she go out with lunch and observe lunch as well and supervise?
Yes, she does.
Okay, and you're supervising as well?
Yes.
Got it. By any chance, would the teacher's aide, if you weren't around, be willing to assist with Zach?
Yes, she would. Yes.
Okay. Is she a hands-on teacher's aide, or is she just
She is hands-on.
hands-on? Okay. Oh, I forgot the TV was on. Yeah, I'll turn it off real quick. Thanks. Sorry. We'll get the news in as well. So I did just want to summarize what we've gone over so far and make sure everything's correct. So you said Zach is inappropriately touching his female classmates, and it's initiated by one of the other females making eye contact with him. And this problem behavior continues until you tell him to stop and you separate him. And this is occurring mainly at lunchtime as the biggest issue when it's free time on the playground.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So with that, how often does this behavior occur? Is it every single lunch or is it scattered throughout the week?
I would say it's every single lunchtime.
Okay. And about how many times per lunch does this happen?
About twice each lunch
Twice.
period.
Okay. I guess this is a little difficult question, but how long does the behavior occur? I mean, is he pulling your hair for a long amount of time or grabbing them for a long amount of time, or is it just quick here and there pinches or pulls?
I would say it's probably sporadic.
Okay.
A couple of seconds each incident.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go back to summarizing again. So the client has a problem with inappropriately touching his classmates, and this happens sporadically throughout each lunch period, but it is 5 days a week. Is this correct?
Yes, that is 100% correct.
Got it. And so my next question was, how frequently could he display this behavior without causing problems, but it's going to cause problems no matter what? So we're going to take that question out. We're going to go right next to his assets. So what is something that Zach excels at? Is there a certain subject, or is there a sport, an art, anything?
He is very musical, and he plays the trumpet.
Awesome. And then following that question, are there any objects he prefers or activities that he prefers? Stuff that you could use as a reinforcer or...
Yes, he loves his iPad.
Okay.
And he loves to watch train videos, so we kind of use that as a reinforcer.
Got it. You said train videos specifically?
Yes.
Got it. So let's move on. So how long are Zach and his classmates? Really weird talking about transitioning. So I guess it's into lunch, and you said it's about 20 minutes or 10 minutes into lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So and I guess it's only lunch. Does he have recess as well?
Yes, he does. He has 15-minute recess.
Okay, and is this displayed there as well?
Yes.
And since they're not, I mean, I guess he could be having a snack, but so this is happening throughout the entire.
Yes.
Okay, so
Every chance he gets, he will try it.
got it. All right. All right, so considering all this information you've told me so far, we will need a record of how often this inappropriate touching occurs, mainly with the females, and then also how often he's able to stop himself or understand social cue. I know that's going to be hard to see him make that eye contact and not go for a grab or for a pull or a pinch. But if it is possible, that would be awesome to record. And you did say that you do have a teacher's aide.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's always 2 adults in the classroom who can
Yes.
observe his behavior. But I also don't want to take away from the other students in your class. How many students are in the class?
We have 26.
Okay, 26 students. So that is a lot of students for
Mhm.
2 people.
Yes.
So I don't want to do anything that would force you to take away from the other children's time. So would it be possible to do this tally method of every time he inappropriately touches the girl during lunch or a girl during lunch, recess as well, since that's still on the playground? Would that work for you or the aide?
Yes, that would be
Perfect.
actually a very good method that
Okay.
we could implement to see how many
Awesome.
times he does that.
So we classify that as event recording. So you're just going to do every time, just tally. If it happens multiple times with one girl in a short span, and you haven't separated them yet, I would still just say keep it at 1, and then once you separate them and he goes back to it, let's do a new tally.
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect.
So we've come to the conclusion that you're going to record his behavior by tracking each inappropriate touch. And you'll do this for the next week, school week, so the next 5 days. And you're going to use, I'll send you a form
Okay.
with the little tally marks. Keep it organized and nice for each day.
Okay, perfect.
And then if you could also record what happens right before and after. I know it's going to be hard because there's multiple students on the playground, but if you happen to see it, it'd be awesome to have as much data as possible.
Okay.
So does that sound good to you?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start this data collection on Monday. And then for our next appointment, can we meet here Thursday, November 22nd, 3 p.m.?
Yes, that works great for me.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you for meeting
Thank
with
you,
me.
Miss Beck. It was a pleasure.